Well, moving on to the next two semi-finals for the welter weight division. And this is a very interesting bout indeed. Kazakhstan up against Lithuania. On your screens, Sapiyev, I should say, 28-year-old, 179 centimeters from Karaganda. Asian Games champion, bronze medalist in the 2009 World Championships, up against a relative newcomer, but I've really had my eye caught by this young man, and it's a difficult name to pronounce, Castle. Egidijus Kavaliauskas from Lithuania. He's come through the initiative called Road to Baku, and it was an opportunity for some of the less fortunate federations who maybe couldn't find the funds to train their athletes as well as they wanted to prior to these championships. And what that's meant for the Lithuanian is that he's been here in Azerbaijan since the 9th of September, full coaching, full training, full board and lodgings, and this lad is an absolute, well, the prodigy of that concept, and he has done the road to Baku very proud. It'll be interesting to see how he goes up against Sapiyev, a very established and experienced boxer from the amateur world, but this Kavaliauskas really has caught the eye. He's a solid boxer.
Well, not only that, but it's also important to note that this is indeed a rematch after Sapiyev already beat Egidijus 7-0 in the semifinals of the Felix Stam tournament in Poland just last year. So Jose Trueba from Cuba is going to have his hands full because these two guys know each other's style. That means they've had an opportunity to prepare, perhaps in a way more unique than other boxers who've never met before.
Well, Kavaliauskas must have had his confidence boosted. He's taken, well, I don't know any of you who were with us 24 hours ago, but he knocked out Freddie Evans. And didn't just put him on the canvas, knocked him out. Evans couldn't even get up after the count of 15, never mind 10. And that was a massive blow. It took us all by surprise because Freddie Evans was one of the few British boxers that was tipped to go all the way to the gold medal. And so let's see if he can maintain that form, and let's see if he can show us some of that big hitting form.
Yeah, two-time Lithuanian champ, so let's see if he has what it takes to unseat Serik Sapiyev.
Well, Sapiyev has come out immediately with a sense of urgency, wanting to get on with the business. No posturing, no sizing up here. There's Sapiyev immediately in with the jab. And I think the word from the corner of Sapiyev in the red is not to let this guy control. That's what Freddie Evans let happen for half of a round, and before he knew it, he was on the canvas. Looking to ruffle the feathers of the Lithuanian, the Kazakh boxer, and he's doing a good job.
And again, you'll note Sapiyev boxing in a southpaw stance and Kavaliauskas in the orthodox style.
Look how quick he wants to get at him. No time at all. He wants to score points, wants to put points on the board, but perhaps most importantly, as you quite rightly pointed out, that extra little bit of confidence for Sapiyev, having already defeated the Lithuanian once this year.
Yeah, and it looks like that may be a knockdown or maybe not. It could have been a slip just the same. It shows a sign that Sapiyev is able to chink the armor of Kavaliauskas.
And he's done it very effectively in the early minutes of this first round. Good tactical play, this by Sapiyev. I don't think we've seen Kavaliauskas throw a punch yet. Oh, there he goes. That's the big one that caught Freddie Evans. But he's going to have to be a little more accurate than that to catch out the Kazakh national stamp champion. And again, those jabs and combinations scoring consistently.
Yeah, Kavaliauskas is going to need to stay away from the long-armed Sapiyev. He's going to need to start using more lateral movement as well. He needs to keep Sapiyev from being able to plant his feet and throwing those big punches. And the way to do that is to continue to circle away and to use more body and head movement to make him a more difficult target for Sapiyev. Right now, Sapiyev seems to be able to score at will and land whenever he so desires.
And he'll open up a healthy point score as well. Again, the jab working beautifully for Sapiyev.
They say this sport is easy if you have a jab, Nick.
And quite a serious bloody nose for Kavaliauskas. And again, the combination's working beautifully, and that gives the referee reason to stop the bout. And an 8-second count for the Lithuanian. Well, he's had a nightmare of a start, and it's going from bad to worse.
Yeah, it sure is. Right now, Sapiyev is throwing the boxing encyclopedia at Kavaliauskas, and he's going to have to do something, change the tide here in round 2, or this one might not go the distance.
We've got the red corner comfortably clear of the blue, and quite urgent work to the blooded nose of Kavaliauskas. What a great start for Serik Sapiyev, and I think he's caught the Lithuanian on the back foot. You got the feeling that Kavaliauskas was looking for a slow start, get into it, a bit of posturing, a little bit of sizing up, and Sapiyev was having none of that.
No, I mean, Sapiyev realizes that the only way to win is to jump out of the lead early and to hold on to that lead. He's beaten this guy before. That's an additional boost of confidence for him. He's the longer arm boxer, and he looks like he's the more aggressive boxer. So, you know, the deck is really stacked against Kavaliauskas.
And this looks, well, the scores are coming through, and the headgear has been removed, and I do believe that the Lithuanian, Kavaliauskas, whether it's an injury to the nose that is causing, but he's throwing in the towel. It looks to me like this bout is already over. And what a big disappointment for all the Lithuanian fans if that is the case.
Yeah, we saw this happen earlier with the Chinese boxer, I believe it was, and, you know, it's really a formality at that point. They simply don't answer the call of the bell at the beginning of the round. And it could be an injury. It could be that his corner had seen enough. Either way, I think it was fait accompli. Serik Sapiyev was on his way to an easy victory, and whether it stopped here or continued, the outcome would have been the same.
Well, enough was enough. He was up 8-2 in the first round, 6 points clear. And a serious blow to the nose. And the Lithuanian corner say, that's it, we'll stop it right here, thank you. Great respect from both boxers, obviously the best of pals outside of the ring. But it's a retirement, the official term, with just a few seconds into the second round, which are the rules. Of course, the boxer has to wait for the bell of the second round. There's a confirmation of the first round score. Easy work for Sapiyev, and that's the reward for coming out of the ring from the moment the bell goes and going straight down to business.
Full bore.
Yeah. Well, we're taking a look at some of the slow-motion replays of the Kazakh boxer, and when you look at it again, Castle, you start to see why that decision was taken. He was getting a real beating in there.
Yeah, I think so. It may have just been a mercy stoppage on the side of his corner. I mean, he may call it an injury. It may help, you know, assuage the loss, if you will. But at the end of the day, the important thing is that Sapiyev was just clearly the better man there tonight. And, you know, perhaps it was better that we didn't see him take any more shots to the head.
So the first of our welterweight boxers to go through to the final has been decided, Serik Sapiyev. And we now have a small break in proceedings before the next two semi-finalists come into the arena and to the ring. Taras Shelestuk of the Ukraine up against Krishan Vikas of India.